Battle VIP Pass is going away as part of our rotation coming soon. And people have been wondering, are we going to get some sort of replacement for Battle VIP Pass? My heart of hearts says no, I don't want that. However, we do have a replacement of sorts for Battle VIP Pass that we're going to talk about today. I'm Jet from InThirdPerson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about the new card, Buddy Poffin, which looks to be the replacement for Battle VIP Pass. This card was recently revealed by Pokemon in Japan, and it states, I'm actually going to have to pull up the PokeBeach. Shoutouts to PokeBeach for the article, by the way. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. And there are a couple things worthy of note here, right? We still get to grab 2 basic Pokemon, which is awesome. However, we don't have that first turn restriction like we do with Battle VIP Pass. So in that sense, it is better. The trade-off here is that we can only use this to grab Pokemon with 70 HP or less, which kind of limits its use. Certain decks are going to like it, some decks aren't, and generally speaking, I kind of like the balance. This does help decks that require evolution a little better. It doesn't work in more aggressive decks, and that's a pretty decent balance. Let's go over some of the decks where the winners and losers of losing Battle VIP Pass and getting Buddy Poffin instead. I think one of the big winners here is Charizard EX. It's a stage 2 deck with lots of smaller Pokemon, and being able to grab those Charmanders and Pidgeys and potentially a Jirachi, if you're playing that sort of line, or Bibarel, being able to grab those throughout the game is really nice. And you're not losing out too much on like maybe a Radiant Charizard or something like that, and or Rotom you can't get with the Battle VIP Pass, and that kind of sucks. But for the most part, this is going to be a win for Charizard going forward. Gardevoir EX is another winner in this. Now, Gardevoir has a ton of questions. I think it is more than just Battle VIP Pass that's going away. It's losing a lot of attackers and so on. A lot of attackers, lots of support, Pokemon search and all that. But Buddy Poffin is a win for this deck. Being able to grab the Raltses and potentially the Jirachi and the Manaphy throughout the game are really nice. Again, we're not going to be able to grab stuff like Radiant Greninja, but still being able to grab our smaller Pokemon out of the deck is great. I think the one deck that unfairly benefits from this Buddy Poffin card is, it's not Goldengo, it's Comfey. Any sort of Lost Box decks, I feel, are a little disproportionately favored, because Lost Box is oftentimes an aggressive deck, and being able to grab Pokemon with 7 HP or less, I guess you're only grabbing Comfeys at this point. You can't grab Cramorant, you can't grab Sableye, and just 70 HP, you're getting Comfeys out. So Comfey still gets to continue to live. Its usefulness is not as high as it was before. And I was going to say, like, it's unfair. No, it seems pretty reasonable, because Comfey's not really grabbing much. I guess you could argue that you can also grab stuff like Manaphy and Jirachi to protect your bench. And so in that sense, yes, maybe it's skewed a little more in favor of Comfey, but this is a little more of a reasonably balanced card in the Buddy Poffin with a Lost Box deck. Goldengo is another winner. This one's just more straight up, right? You get to get a bunch of gimme ghouls on the board, depending on which build of Goldengo you're playing. Palkia has been getting a little more popular of late, and if we're using the Japan tech with the Phoebus and the Milotic, you can also bench Phoebus with the 70 HP, or with the Buddy Poffin as well. So getting a bunch of gimme ghouls on the board, plus your potential bench protecting Pokemon, is very nice. One of the weird winners/losers of this card is any sort of deck running Baxcalibur. So off the top of my head, chien-pao is the big one. But I'd imagine that other attackers with Baxcalibur are going to come up at some point. It's great that we can set up multiple Frigibaxes with this card. However, we're not going to be able to grab chien-pao anymore with a Battle VIP Pass or a Radiant Greninja, and that kind of stinks. Though for the overall balance of the game, it's probably better that way. One of the biggest losers of the Battle VIP Pass going away and being replaced with Buddy Poffin is Roaring Moon. This is a hyper-aggressive deck that wants to set up wide, and it just simply does not have that option going forward. At best, you can use Buddy Poffin to grab yourself your more Pico, but beyond that, you're kind of out of luck, and you're going to have to revert to more traditional ball search to get your basic Pokemon down. Another big loser with Buddy Poffin is Iron Valiant. You're oftentimes trying to play, I guess it's not the biggest loser, right? They do have the future card that kind of works like Battle VIP Pass, and you can use that to grab Iron Valiants instead. However, Battle VIP Pass was really nice because you could use it to grab any combination of Iron Valiants, Squawkabillies, Entei, whatever other attackers you were playing alongside of Iron Valiant. You're going to have to rely on the future variant of Battle VIP Pass. Unfortunately, I don't have that graphic pulled up here. I'll put the text and a picture of it right down here. But that card is kind of your substitute, but it's not as helpful in Iron Valiant decks. But they still have an option, which is fine. So it doesn't lose as bad as, say, a Roaring Moon. And then some other losers here. Cloth is a weird loser of Buddy Poffin because Cloth has 120 HP, and that deck actually features a bunch of bigger Pokemon like your Radiant Sneasler and your Brute Bonnet and Electrode V, and you just lose battle. You have no alternatives here. So, I mean, people weren't necessarily like, hey, what's going to happen with Cloth in battle? It kind of loses here, but we still love you, Cloth. And last but not least, Snorlax, kind of a loser here in the sense that Snorlax decks generally run one Battle VIP Pass, and now you don't. The Pidgeot variants of the Snorlax control deck might still benefit from having this Buddy Poffin card, but Snorlax does take a little, like the tiniest bit of a hit due to the existence of Buddy Poffin and Battle VIP Pass going away. But overall, I am happy with the Buddy Poffin card. It seems like a more reasonable take on the Battle VIP Pass concept. I have personally hated Battle VIP Pass since the beginning because of how good it is, how game defining it is, and at least if we're going to have that effect that it's only for certain types of decks and probably decks that need it the most, I do have concerns that for those evolution decks, if they hit it turn one, they're still going to get a notable power spike, and that does give me some concern. But I guess we'll find out in the coming months and years if Buddy Poffin ends up being a more reasonable take on the concept. But what say you? Do you like Buddy Poffin? Is it going to break the game like Battle VIP Pass did? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, I got to get going. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at In Third Person. You can also find me on Twitch at In Third Person, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.